Turn it off.
Okay.
That's all.
No, it's on.
Just for the news, that's live all the time. So side comments get picked up just for edification.
So,
Your microphone is red, you're off. Once it's green, you're turned on.
Okay.
We just asked everybody to put the microphones back toward the back, that every time you're with the paper or a phone, will make noise. Thank you.
yeah, we're cool. Good evening, everyone. We'll call the meeting orders. And with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
attendance, right? Take attendance.
No, we don't need to.
Okay.
The regular meeting. Yep.
Bless you. We'll open with the report of the borough officers. Financial advisor report.
She's out this evening. Finances are okay. Our budget is in place. We're starting the year-end carryover, which means some of the bills that are carrying between January will all be reconciled, and then we'll begin the audit. So budget and new year, we're already in the first week of the new year.
Do I have a motion? That's it, Tom?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to accept the report of the financial officer?
So move.
Mr. Bronso made the motion, second.
I'll second.
Did you motion
Mr. Swan, second. I don't know.
at caucus? Yeah, we don't do it at caucus.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Another rookie mistake, so this is not necessary during the caucus meeting, so we'll move right ahead. Chief, would you like to give your report, please?
Yes, Mr. President, I will have a written report in everybody's folder for the council meeting. I'd like to extend our congratulations and welcome to the new mayor and the council members that are coming on board this year. I'd like to invite them to, at their leisure, give me a call. I'll be welcome to sit down with everybody, discuss how the police department works, introduce you to some of our officers, and to listen to any kind of discussion you may have for your wards.
Thank you, Chief. And the fire chief's report?
Fire chief, he'll be here at the full meeting. He's compiling, I spoke to him, he's compiling his year-end report for all the fires and emergencies that they had during the year, and we'll give a full report at the next meeting.
Thank you, Tom. The engineer's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will have a formal report at the regular caucus meeting, but I would like to say Happy New Year and thank you very much for the reappointment and the confidence in Kelly Engineers. We're looking forward to a very successful 2026, where we expect to have the school finished, Springfield Road finished, the pickleball court open, Madison Avenue stormwater completed. It's going to be a busy year, so thank you.
Who has the chief latitude? If that's out there, the alarm's going off.
I have one.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. No problem.
That it?
And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, JP. And the solicitor's
There's 3
report.
Jeeps out there.
Thank you, Mr. President. I did want to, a couple of things, just in terms of background, if I could, especially for the new members of council. We do have these 2 meetings a month. We call it the workshop or caucus first, and then the regular meeting. And in talking to Tom, that I thought it was, perhaps helpful just to sort of point out the differences. The workshop meeting or the caucus meeting that we're at now typically is a meeting in preparation for the council meeting, obviously. We don't typically take formal votes at this meeting to approve contracts or ordinances or anything like that. That'll be done at the regular council meeting. Those things are typically described here, ordinances. There's one contract or agreement that we'll talk about that's on the agenda. So we typically do most of the talking or explanation at this meeting. And then.
3 different cars, and it's not mine. If people want to check their vehicles, I do it myself.
Yeah, what made it go?
It's not my Jeep, is it?
Hey, John, I think it's yours.
Who purchased the police
This
car
John.
right here?
Hey,
One of them, you're sitting beside me, I think, right?
That's 1986. I know it's not mine.
No, it's not mine. My car is not out there. I walk.
Chinese fire drill.
Something happened.
There's 3 cars going.
That's why I did all 3 trips like that. Some must have exploded. When we all go out and all the cars are rifled through, we'll figure it out. Only one going?
There's more.
The Jeep Wrangler? That's Chris.
It wasn't me though.
Yeah. I don't know whose it is.
yeah, that's the Jeep.
No, that's a Bronco.
No, the Bronco's all.
There it is. It just went off.
Well, okay. We're good. Was it you, Chief? All right, resume.
So yes, for the workshop meetings, like I said, we typically don't vote. We do advertise them sometimes for voting in case something comes up. They can't wait until the council meeting. We ask to do that. When that does happen, we take minutes of the meeting and also entertain public comment before any vote on those types of things. So those are the basic differences between the 2 meetings. I also wanted to point out that under the Pennsylvania Bar Code, in even years, after reorganization meetings, council does have the opportunity to look at its budget that was adopted by the previous council and the tax levy ordinance and make any changes at once through February the 15th. Now, you're always able to make changes to the budget. If it's especially bad winter in terms of snow removal and costs like that, you can vote to shift an amount of money from one budget line item to the highway in order to make up those costs if you want that type of thing. You can always do that through the year, but the Borough Code does give a new council the opportunity to revisit the budget and the tax levy in an even year. We did do that 2 years ago when we looked at the sewer fees or trash fees that were in place. So you have that opportunity. If we want to do it, we do need to prepare some documents, and if we're going to change the tax levy to advertise it. But so just to let you know that opportunity is there. You might be perfectly happy with the budget as adopted, but if you wanted to do something, you have that opportunity. One of the things, again, in talking to Tom today, just wanted to bring to your attention is in the fiscal code that was adopted by the Commonwealth, the fiscal code is their big budget bill. And usually within that budget bill, there's dozens of different little changes that they make to all sorts of fiscal related laws. One of the things they did do is they have allowed for municipalities in counties that abut the city of Philadelphia to really, because of the crises that we've had with emergency services, paramedic services, that type of thing, they raised the limit on the millage rate that you're allowed to assess for fire services. We're at about 4.75 right now, mills for the fire services. Here, it allows you to go to 10 if you wished. I'm not suggesting that you need to or have to, but I'm just pointing out that the fiscal code changes that the Commonwealth had have changed that opportunity. We're way below. The Borough Code provides that the maximum millage rate is 30. We're at like 10. So you're not anywhere near the limits, and then there's different millage rates that you can assess for things like, recreation and debt service and that sort of thing. But we're not in any danger of being anywhere close to those rates. So, but I just wanted to point that change in the fiscal code that occurred out to you.
John, was that also, if I read it right, we discussed, that could also include firefighters as well, right? Is it all emergency service or just ambulances?
No, it's actually for fire services. There's a separate millage rate that is provided or can be provided for ambulance services. Now, we haven't done that. We do fund the fire company for the ambulance service. The council members are aware here, and for the new council members, when Crozier went out of business, and we had a negotiation with an ambulance and a paramedic company, and council did agree to supplement. I think it's about $50,000 a year.
$50,000.
The fire company to help pay for those services. So that's funded out of the general fund. We don't assess a specific millage rate for ambulance. You could, if it ever got to that point. I don't believe in any way, even if you wanted to give them more money or less money, you need to at this point in time. Again, that's really if you run up, let's say you were already up to the 10 mills on the fire services, you could assess additional mills for ambulance services. But once again, you can go up to 30 mills for general purposes, and altogether right now we're only at 10. So you're not anywhere near the idea that we have to sort of get into that nitty gritty of assessing millage rates for everything that's possible in the borough code.
Maybe the taxpayers need to know this, that we're well below what we're allowed to do.
You are well below, and it's and you have a pretty healthy fund balance reserve, and that's without. And I'm not criticizing anybody that does, but that's without an earned income tax. Here. So with that, and then there is like I said, there's a proposed amendment to health services agreement. I don't know.
You can go ahead, yeah. Do it now, John, if you can.
So for our, and again, some of this is just background for information. Our health insurance for our employees, which is mainly the police and our office staff, manager and whatnot, is with a Delaware County Public Schools Healthcare Trust, it's called. So again, just a little bit of background. Most municipalities in Delaware County had, a traditional Blue Cross, Blue Shield medical plan. You purchase insurance just like anybody would for themselves or for, through their business up until about 2014. And in 2014, Blue Cross eliminated the plan that I would say that most municipalities in Delaware County anyway had. And at that point, what opportunity presented itself is there was this, what they call this trust that had been formed by many of the public school districts in the Delaware County and Delaware Valley area. And that trust is in essence a self-insured trust. They all get together, they pool their money, they buy excess insurance. They hire somebody like an AmeriHealth to administer it. So it from the outside to the user, it looks just like an insurance policy, but you've basically cut the insurance company out of it. And the profits that are made by the insurance company. I know Blue Cross is supposed to be, IBX is supposed to be nonprofit, but if anybody believes that, you're nuts. So generally speaking, if you get a large enough group and you create a self-insured trust, it's to your benefit because again, you're eliminating the profit part of it. So beginning in 2015, after IBX, or what was then Blue Cross Blue Shield, had eliminated that program, many municipalities, including Clifton Heights, joined into the trust. And it's been very well-run and it's been good. They went 9 years in a row without
Yes.
raising rates or something like that until last year. So it's worked out pretty well. So we have what's called a purchasing agreement with them. That's basically our contract into the trust. So every now and then they'll ask us to renew the agreement, typically when they have some new terms that they want to propose to us. And here, I think it's in your folder, the purchase agreement extension. They're asking us to approve that. And really the changes are, as you would look to see at the end, they're asking or they're telling that if you want to get out of the trust, you have to give them 120 days. The penalty, if you don't give them 120 days, is any sort of savings or credits that have perhaps you've built up there as your rating, won't come back to you. This was, the direct result of a large municipality in Delaware County that at the last minute last year decided that they were going to pull out of the trust and go with another plan. And as a result of that, it kind of screws up the trust because they have set their rates based on the participation of all those things. So if somebody leaves too late, now they've got to go back and basically raise everybody else's rates in order to make up for whatever the risk would be that they, calculate or project for the next year. So in order to try to avoid that situation, they want to amend our agreement and basically say, hey, if you want to get out, you have to give us 120 days or you lose whatever savings you might have with us. So that's what we're asking you to approve at the council meeting, this purchase agreement extension. That's all I have, Mr. President. Happy answering questions.
One question. Last night, we failed to fill a vacancy during reorganization. I'll take responsibility for that. Now I understand, but I'm asking you what procedure must be followed to fill that vacancy?
We'll just put it on the agenda to motion to appoint whomever to whatever position.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the reorganization really just requires, the reorganized council to be sworn in for you to organize yourselves and for the appointment of officers, the manager, the solicitor, the people, basically people that sit up here. After that, I mean, we appoint the boards and commissions and, other people and appoint the depositories, which is, typical, just routine business that you do. But, if there's something that you want to fill that wasn't filled last night, it's not a problem. You can do it at your regular January meeting, and you can do it all through the year too. You don't, when there's a opening or a position, zoning board, planning commission, civil service, you can fill it as it comes up. You don't have to wait until the next reorganization.
The community development and code enforcement, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate it. I would also like to echo the sentiments earlier and welcome everybody to the table. With code enforcement, we deal with everything pertaining to the public health, safety, and welfare. With emergency management, we deal with hazard mitigation, emergency preparedness, and helping fill any gaps that are needed at the time of an emergency. Last year, we spent a lot of our department was understaffed for a big part of the year. We had an employee sadly pass away. We had another one we were very sad to see retire. Luckily, around November, we did hire new employees. They've been through orientation. They're just about done their training, and we're fully staffed. So I'm happy to report that we're staffed. We're looking forward to a very productive 2026. With that, I did distribute all of my contact information. My door is always open. Please feel free to reach out with any questions at any time. For emergency management, we will have some things to come before the board in the next month or so. We do need to readopt our emergency operation plan. That is something that's done yearly. We'll work to do that. I will also need to update all of our contact information for all of our elected officials to go to the Delaware County Emergency Services Department. So I'll come up with a flyer for everybody to fill out their information. We'll get that up to them. And I will be announcing some dates that Delaware County will offer a course for emergency management for the new officials. Anybody new at the table is welcome to take a course, or anybody who's been at the table can take a course. It's a 4-hour course that's offered through Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency that takes place up at the Delaware County Emergency Services. And I will have my written prepared report for our council meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bolton. And the manager's report.
I'd like to also welcome everyone, and as always, my door is always open, or phone, just give me a call anytime. We can introduce the staff and giving you this side of the, we call this side of the building's a tour. I do have a couple items for the council to be aware of. The school project has 2 notices to us that we advise them that anytime they're doing something that's going to inconvenience residents, which basically happens every day, but besides that, like cutting off driveways or blocking roads, that we know so we can put letters out. So the first one is,
We'll bring it to you now.
see if we can get me up to church. Here it is. So this is the thing that's going to happen beginning Monday. There's a set of driveways off between Church and Prospect and Springfield Road, directly across from the school. They're working up there in that center section. I have another drawing after this. They're putting a bump out, what they call a bump out, like an area of refuge that the kids cross. They're not standing in the middle of the street. They're standing on a sidewalk that's bumped out. But when they come up, they're required to put new curbs and sidewalks in front of there. They're going to be blocking, putting an apron in where that yellow spot is, which will block the access to the residents. So there is, I don't know if you can get that up. Yeah. There's 2 other entrances in the driveways that they can get in and out of. So we'll be posting notices to them tomorrow, to the residents that are infected by that. Probably a 2 to 3 day cure point. I mean, I would think the weather and things like that. It's weather permitting, but they're scheduled for Monday. They've already, taken it out. They're just going to pour forms and pour it out there. The other one, John, did the other one come in? The second one? No, did the second drawing come in?
It did not.
Okay, so if you could get me up to church. So, yeah, just turn me around there. This is the area that they're working right now. And you'll see, when you go up there, as you pass there, you'll see a big cutout. And that's going to be the area of refuge. So that should be, they told me 10 days. I would go another like 20 days. The weather's really having a difficult time on some of the work that's going on up there. It's kind of busy up there right now. They're doing that. They're doing the storm inlet up on the north side. So that's the construction project. The other thing, come back down if you can towards right there. We've done, on our side, we have the grants of $5 million to be able to do the curbs and sidewalks on the west side of the street, which is the monument side, we call it, all the way up to the Upper Darby line. If you go up there now, we've already done curb and sidewalk from the monument to Summit. We're now demolishing and taking the curbs and sidewalks out from Summit to Sycamore, right up to the intersection. At the intersection, the school district is required to redo that whole intersection. So we're about 25 feet from the corner. JP and I are talking about the next phase. So the next phase, the money we have, we need to decide whether or not we're going to go the next block, which would be between Sycamore and Church, which is where the businesses are. Or the next phase, jump up to Prospect and go to Oak, or we believe we have enough, we know we have enough money, or do we just jump over and go between Oak and Upper Darby line and stay out of the way of the construction down there? It's going to get a little busy in front of that school until they get out of that intersection. So JP and I are going to be working with the contractors tomorrow. Just see what's more feasible. We'll keep you advised. We have the money. It's just a matter of scheduling. What we're trying to do as a borough is get ahead of this so we're finished when that paving comes down, that our west side curb lines, elevations, and drainage all match. Today, we finished an application, it's been working on for about 2 weeks, for the east side, for the work that the school district didn't do between Baltimore Pike and Sycamore. That application's about $500,000, I believe.
Correct.
There is a match for that. We're working to see, we've been successful to do away with matches. We have no matches in our first $5 million. So we're working on that. In that one there, we actually put in paving between Sycamore and Baltimore for drainage, because we don't believe, now that we're fixed on this side, their plan shows it that their elevation is lower. So we're gonna have to recalculate that. So we'll work with them that when that paving gets done, that water and drainage finds its way split between both sides instead of running, right now it runs all down the Diner side. If anybody's walked there, it looks like, the Darby Creek East. So we would like to try to feather that out. JP's great at this. Split the road, crown it, so the water runs along the drainage that we're putting in there and works its way into the drains that we're doing. If you remember on 2 South Springfield, we're putting underground drainage to catch some of that water at that pork chop right there. So that's just keep you informed of what we're doing. When you see what's going on out there, we're jumping on it to take advantage of the closed road so we can work inside the zone while that's already closed rather than open it up and then we show up in spring and we're going to close the road again. So that's, you want to add anything to that, JP, as far as?
No, that's it. I mean, you've summed it up. I mean, it's been council's thought process and dream, more or less, since the school was ultimately approved, that the entire corridor from Springfield all the way up past Oak will be completely refinished with curb, sidewalk, lighting, drainage facilities, and things like that. So the school's only taking care of a portion of it, and the borough's committed through grants to take care of the other untouched portions. At 2 West Baltimore Pike, we have submitted the revised plans, which is where the demolitions has happened. We've submitted the revised plans last week, and we're waiting for PennDOT's approval. We expect to have that soon. And those improvements will include a parking facility, a new curb and sidewalk, radius, which would be improved for that right-hand turn as you're heading, I guess, northbound that would be. And then in that parking lot would also be a stormwater facility below grade to take up some of the stormwater that hits that intersection and has really nowhere else to go. And there'd be some landscaping also included in that improvement.
We've also been in some preliminary discussions with the fire company at east wall of the building itself, some type of mural to reflect what Clifton's history was in the early years, or some kind of design there, like you see in other towns. That's the focal point it'll be the focal point of the intersection. So it'll spruce that up and try to get some beautification in there. That is all my report. John did mention the budget. I will take the opportunity to send you copies of the budgets. If email's okay, we have a link to that by Excel spreadsheet. You guys look it over. If you have any questions or you need changes or whatever, like John said, we're always willing the opportunity to do that. Send that out. That's all I have.
Thank you, our manager. Council reports. First word, Mr. Swan.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I don't really have anything other than wish everyone a happy new year, welcome anyone new here, and of course, welcome everyone that's returning back, and looking forward to a good year for the borough.
Thank you. Spiles?
Yes,
Bring that,
in
bring
the
that.
folder, Tom has
Bring it
been,
up. Bring up the flyer.
in the folder and up on the screen, we've been working on doing a new council meet and greet for the public. Because of the timing for printing and making sure that I can get to everyone's inboxes, we have the date of Monday, January 26th at 6:45. If any of the council members have any conflicts with that timing, let me know tonight, as we would like this to go out to the printer tomorrow. But it'll hit everyone's mailboxes. It'll be a nice kind of meet and greet mixer for just everyone to come out, meet the newly people to the council, and meet some of the sitting members as well. So, like I said, if there's any issues with the timing, let us know. But we hope that everyone can make it.
Thank you. Ms. Wiley?
Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks for including me.
I have nothing to report this time. Mr. Braun?
Yeah, just like to welcome the new mayor, new council members, and Happy New Year. Looking forward to 2026.
And Mr. Ross? Wait a minute, Miss Ross, I'm sorry. I'll get it right.
Nothing at the moment, but thank you guys for having me, and Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Vice President Brittis?
So Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome as well. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to James and Jimmy. We had some ice very close to the different holidays So it probably cut into, time where people usually like to relax, and they did a great job trying to keep the roads salted. So I want to say thank you for that. And then just put on everybody's radar, if you like bingo, there's 2 opportunities to play bingo coming up. Once in February to support the Clifton Pool on Saturday the 21st, and also on March 7th to support the Boys Club. So if you like to play bingo, put those on your calendar because those dates are coming up. And that's all I have.
Mr. Gorman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wish everyone a healthy and happy new year and welcome to our new members at the table. Again, as everybody else has echoed, that looking forward to a good year.
Thank you.
John,
And I'm sorry, you done, John?
that was me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mayor.
Miss Mayor?
I'm up.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
First of all, I'm not sure if I can make the bingo times, but where is it happening?
Today's child.
Oh, okay, over there, right. Well, I don't think I have anything to report right now. Happy New Year, everybody. Some say, let's have the big fix in 26. I'm not sure what that means, but, we'll go for it. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
1 second, John, if I could.
Go
I failed to pull something on here. It came to mind. Bill and I were speaking. Bill was given the opportunity to chair a committee of the wall. The wall out here, people want to know what it's about. By the 29th, it's going to say Clifton Heights Borough, 1885 with the seal. And then the purpose of the wall is to recognize 4 groups of people: the community members, the fire, history, the police, and sports. So Bill and I were talking tonight, it's time probably to get other committee members of council. So if they want to volunteer for you, you can appoint them. Just got to be below 5 so we don't have a quorum thing. But the purpose was, there's a lot of people did a lot of good things over since 1885 here in the fire company and the police, the community and sports as well. And you hear those names come up. So the goal would be that the committee come up with, was it 5 people? Was it 7 for the first run? And in October, on whatever date would be, families of those people would come in and we recognize them as a council and the borough for their services to the community. And then in the future, those groups would submit, 1 or 2 a year. We made it a pretty big wall, so we have a lot of room, but you don't want to diminish it that there's 5 people here. Is it 1 person? There's always somebody that stands out in an organization that's always done above and beyond. So we would leave it to those organizations. Springfield has one, Aston has one. The ones I've been able to search, but they'll do a good job doing it, is they let the organizations pick who it is. We just make sure that, the person was of credible, from a public standpoint. And, usually works well, and the families really enjoy it. And it's nice to see your name, someone's name up on the wall, that kind of stuff. So if you can get the people together and give it the build and anything the administration can do to help out. But the lettering, which has been on order and cold weather and all that, is ready to start getting put up.
So of course, anyone that wants to volunteer to help Councilmember Braun with this effort, just let me know. As I told you, new members, this is not 2 meeting a month job, so be prepared. We will be working. I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
Right there.
Yeah, this definitely is going to